Alright, so I was watching Abby Martin on Joe Rogan, and my god, it's beyond belief how ridiculous she is. First of all, she states that she's totally on board with Bernie Sanders and that we need Medicare for all. But then she states that she doesn't want to live in a country where, quote, half the GoFundMe campaigns are because the people are going to die if they don't get donations for health care. Now, first of all, I think that might be a bit of an overstatement, slight hyperbole, but listen to what she's saying. She's bothered by the fact that people help one another out voluntarily when they're in need or they could use some help. Yet she's advocating for the government to do the exact same thing, except it isn't voluntary, number one, and number two, she seems to be under this impression that there won't be this gigantic bureaucratic apparatus filled with a sea of red tape and paperwork between the taxpayer and the person receiving the entitlement. Whereas with GoFundMe, you donate $100, GoFundMe and the payment processor takes a cut totaling out at 7.9% along with 30 cents. So if you give $100 to someone, they end up getting $91.80, and it's instantaneous, and there is no paperwork, and there are no bureaucrats, and the people receiving the money have no stipulations on what they can do with the money. If they want to ease the burden of bills or baby formula, it's theirs to do with as they see fit. It's just one family or one group letting people know they could use some help, and bam, people start giving what they can to them. I've given quite a bit of money to GoFundMe campaigns this year, and I'll gladly do it again. And to everyone who does give to GoFundMe campaigns, give yourself a pat on the back because you're actually being genuine and sincere, but people like Abby Martin get no respect from me. Not that she cares, but you get no points in both criticizing GoFundMe and at the same time advocating for government to point guns at people, take more of the money away from them than you already do, then filter it through an army of bureaucrats and that ocean of red tape so people on the receiving end just get a small percentage of what was taken via taxation. Whereas with GoFundMe, you know exactly what's up. I give $50, they're going to get around $45 almost instantaneously. That's it. It is vastly superior and vastly more efficient than government could ever hope to be. It isn't even close. But the other thing is, and I always notice when someone like Abby Martin starts talking about this issue, the other thing is that she never mentions the reasons why healthcare is so screwed up in the first place, and the reasons are innumerable. I mean, could it have something to do with the fact that the American Medical Association, the AMA, has been granted a monopoly on licensing from the federal government? The AMA gets to say to you, if you want to get involved in the healthcare industry, we are the chosen government gatekeepers. This limits supply and puts upward pressure on prices and screws the industry up. This is a gigantic barrier to entry, and it's completely ignored by people like Abby Martin and Bernie Sanders. They pretend it doesn't exist. They cannot talk about this and be seen as a genuine person by a thinking adult if they're going to talk about the healthcare industry and not mention this at least once. Or how about the Affordable Care Act making prices skyrocket by making insurance plans illegal that don't cover absurd things that not everyone needs. And at the same time, it's extraordinarily difficult to purchase a health insurance plan across state lines because of the government. So if you live in New Jersey and you find a plan from North Carolina that's perfect for you, good luck buying it. You won't be able to, or it's highly unlikely you'll be able to. You'll be stuck with what the insurance companies in New Jersey have to offer you, which, by the way, those private insurance companies, they love that. Again, it's like a little oligopoly the government has set up for those insurance companies. They severely limit competition, and more importantly, they severely limit your choice. Those health insurance companies from New Jersey, they don't have to worry about what the insurance companies in North Carolina are doing. If they're offering in North Carolina something fantastic, it doesn't affect them. They don't care in New Jersey. And by the way, what are the plans going to cover in your state? Are they going to keep them lean with really low premiums, but perhaps a high deductible? You know, a catastrophic plan, sort of the entire point of health insurance to begin with. Will you be able to get that? Unlikely, because as I said, the Affordable Care Act mandates that a huge number of items be covered by all plans. And those insurance companies, if they want to remain a thing, they have to factor that into the pricing. The list is a mile long, but here are some of my favorites. Rehab treatment must be covered. pediatric services, which not everybody needs, alcohol misuse screening and counseling, not everybody needs that, diet counseling, not everyone needs, depression screening, aspirin use to prevent cardiovascular disease, obesity screening, which I think is just standing on a scale and maybe using some calipers, tobacco use screening, breast cancer and cervical cancer screening, which half the population doesn't need, chlamydia screening, and the list goes on and on and on. Anyway, I could keep this up, and I've done it in the past, and plenty of other videos have too. The list of ways that government has destroyed the healthcare system is absurdly long. And for someone like Abby Martin and Bernie Sanders to just sum it up as private insurance companies are greedy, well, that displays a vast ignorance and is horrendously disingenuous. Government screws it all up, so they want government to take it over to make it right. That's like putting rat poison in a bowl of soup, getting sick from it, then thinking if you just have an entire bowl of rat poison, it'll make you feel better. That is the mindset we're dealing with these people, and it's beyond ridiculous. But that's all for now. Like, subscribe, and please share this video as well, as YouTube won't. But you have a good one.